then we wrap up. So certainly thank you, Rhonda Wilburn, and welcome to Corey Lovelace, the new Chief Operations Officer.
Thank you very much.
Now, your first year as the Christmas Kid, so we'll teach you some of the traditions of the Christmas Kids. Eventually, we'll ask you about your favorite holiday memory. But tell us a little bit about actually yourself and coming to St. Lucie Medical Center.
Yes, I'm originally from South Alabama, actually. Was actually fortunate enough to serve our country for 5 years in the Air Force. Got out of the Air
Great
Force.
Service.
Thank you.
Great service.
And actually got out of the military and went to school and grad school, and then found myself working at the VA in Birmingham, Alabama, and then ended up migrating to the Midwest to Fort Wayne, Indiana. Was up there about 4 years. Finished at a hospital there as chief operating officer at DuPont Hospital. And then was fortunate enough to be able to move down here to Florida. So at a great time of the year, because I think it is snowing quite a bit up there right now. So
I was going to say, is it around 20 degrees?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Good timing on your
Definitely
part.
moved at a great time, and we're loving the area, my wife and I so far. And the Treasure Coast is an amazing place. Lots to do here. Never run out of things to do here. We were at the Buccaneers Saints game yesterday, actually. So
okay.
lots to do around this area.
Well, good. And now you're coming into a hospital that has done a lot in terms of growing, and particularly the emergency room. It's been a couple of years, but it was expanded and remodeled, and you can see all the billboards out there that give you the time, the countdown of the wait, which is a tremendous improvement.
Yeah, and I'm new to the area, but from what I've seen so far, we do amazing things in terms of ensuring we have access to patients, and with our freestanding ER over in Darwin, and then also here, best in the area in terms of access, without a doubt, for ER, and then of course inpatient and everything else. So.
Yeah, we've become very distinguished with the Orthopedic and Spine Center.
Mm-hmm. And I'll let Rhonda here, for our marketing director, maybe speak a little bit more detail about that.
Sure. Yeah, the Orthopedic and Spine Institute is very unique. Kara, I believe you've been up there to visit yourself.
Well, actually, yes. And my mother was a patient there, had a hip replacement there.
It's very unique because it was designed by patients for patients. When you walk in, it looks distinctly different because people who come to the Orthopedic and Spine Center, they're not sick. They need something replaced or repaired. So it looks like an upscale hotel lobby, and we treat our patients as such. So from the design to the intake, everything there is unique to that experience. From tea time, and even the way the floor is laid out is how many steps a person needs to take for rehab. So the colors indicate how far they need to go for that specific day. So it's really a unique experience.
And that has become one of kind of the centers of excellence of
it is. It is a blue distinction. It is an Orthopedic and Spine Institute. That means it's done a lot more procedures more successfully than perhaps some other places. And then what really sets it apart is we have people come here from all over the world to get their joints replaced, which of course they're VIPs, we can't tell because of privacy, but we have people come from all over the world at various levels in sports and politics to get their joints replaced here.
That's interesting. Okay. That's something we didn't know about St. Lucie Medical Center and for St. Lucie. Okay.
Well, somehow, some way, it wouldn't surprise me if Florida Orthopedics was involved in that.
Yes.
Knowing the doctors we have on the air there, you bet. Yeah.
People hear the Bone Talk Show.
Oh,
yes,
you bet.
On Wednesday.
Yep.
But certainly there are other centers of excellence, distinctions that St. Lucie Medical Center has achieved, particularly in chest pain, heart.
Yeah, we are the only chest pain certified center across the Treasure Coast. And what that means is our physicians and staff have more training to treat your procedures quicker, which leads to a better outcome. That's the layman's terms. I can give you all the scientific and the specifics,
Layman is
but
good.
I think that's the best way to describe it.
So if you have chest pain, then it's important to get here quickly.
Correct. That's the most important thing.
911
is the best. If you're having chest pain, don't try to drive yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Carol just says I'm a pain, so it's just one of those things. Come on. See, I wear this naughty hat for a reason. You gotta understand that.
With the duct tape over the butt knives. Yes. Now, also, so much of medicine is going to electronic record keeping and being able to look up your own data. That's something that you can
I am so glad you asked that. We have what's called My Health One, and that is access to not only your electronic health record, which includes, your physician's notes, your lab tests, perhaps MRI results, but it also gives you the ability to make an appointment within the system. So it's a really quick, easy, effective way to get in there and just keep tracks. Look at your lab tests over the years. Look at your test results. And even while you're in there, hey, maybe you need to book a follow-up appointment, send a quick email off.
And so it's really you get so much information when you're in a doctor's visit. Sometimes you want to go back and look at something,
Correct.
and really try to remember it. So that is something, and it's called My Health One.
My Health One, and that can be accessed through stluciemed.com.
That's great. Yeah. Now you work with all the labs. I mean, do all the labs funnel the information to you then?
It would funnel back to the medical record. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. That's great. That's great.
Okay, well, we'll hear some more about St. Lucie Medical Center, a host of the Christmas Kids Show today. But let's hear again from Village Green Elementary Chorus and Renee Jones.
Shalom, Havarem, Shalom, Havarem, Shalom, Shalom, Leitra, Leitra, Shalom, Shalom. Goodbye, my friends, good day, my friends, have peace, till we meet again, till we meet again, have peace, have peace. Let my friends, good day, my friends, have peace, till we meet again, till we meet again, have peace, have peace. Shalom, Havarem, Shalom, Havarem, Shalom, 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 Shalom.
Mrs. Jones. And now I believe if you could, and a bow, yes,
All
and a
right.
bow from the chorus. And Mrs. Jones, if you could come up to the microphone up here, if I remember correctly, you had a concert.
Yeah, I think she's
This,
cueing,
cueing the next
up.
song.
Yep.
Okay. How did
There
the
she
concert
goes.
go? Because I believe you had one. Yes. Yes.
It was awesome. We had a performance at Village Green Elementary at 6:30 to 7:30, and we did a holiday to remember. And it was an awesome turnout. The kids did wonderful. I'm excited. I'm excited.
That's great.
So that's the concert for this year.
That
but
was the concert for this year. But we do go to the Life Care Center and the Arbor Nursing Home Thursday during full day, and we perform for the residents there, spreading all that Christmas cheer.
Okay.
Oh, at Harbor Place?
Yes,
Life
Arbor
Care.
Nursing Home.
All right, what you need to do at Harbor Place is get the kids to sing with the Harbor Place All-Stars who sang with us the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh.
When there's no school in session, the residents at Harbor Place sing, and they're great.
Oh,
100
yeah.
years old, they sing, they remember the Christmas carols.
We
It's
were
awesome.
there Halloween. We was there Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's
We
great.
just was there at the right time. So we had to make it a point to be there.
Yeah,
And-
that's
and
great.
Harbor Place was also involved in the toy collection for the
Oh,
Christmas
yeah.
kids. Now, I found something when I was putting the toys out in the toy warehouse this weekend that I had not seen. Maybe I should have. I've just been missing this. There is a presidential Barbie doll now. Now, it's not just as a social observation, not a political commentary, but now there are Barbie dolls for presidential candidates, and it came from Harbor Place. It was, yes, and I was very pleased to see that, and thank you to Harbor Place.
You know, we've been collecting a lot of toys over the last few days, and Arrigo Dodge happened to literally drop this huge box in our front lobby at the radio station. So we have to thank them. It's their first year of participating, and we want to thank
Yes,
Jim and John Arrigo for getting involved.
called and wanted to collect toys and wanted them to go
Sure.
to local children. So we thank Arrigo,
Yeah.
certainly. And thank you to St. Lucie Medical Center. One of the things that I have enjoyed is being involved in something called the Patient and Family Council. And I've been really impressed that the hospital has brought in people who they've had relatives here, maybe they've been patients themselves, and to kind of relay that experience and see if there's anything that can be made easier. Like, for instance, is this easy to read when you find out about the electronic records? They'll give that to us, and we kind of go over it and make sure, is there anything we can simplify, make it clearer? But I've just been impressed that the hospital is willing to do that.
Well, I've had the pleasure of working with that team, and it is amazing the feedback that they provide us, and we implement all of it. One of the things the team gave us feedback was our senior-friendly ER and the type. Believe it or not, we missed that they needed larger print communications.
Thank you very much.
I keep saying that, make the type bigger.
So for our senior-friendly ER, all that communication is minimally 18-point font, and even I can see that without my glasses, which is amazing. So that group, we value them, we value their feedback, and they really help us make sure that every patient's experience is exceptional, not only for them, but for their family and all of their caregivers.
Well, that's funny because our script type for at the radio station is either 18 or 20. So you got it. You got it there.
Correlation there.
Oh.
But we've looked at things, going through the lobby and making sure it's easy and everything it looks as it should. And we've done some very interesting involvement in visiting hours, policies, and certainly.
I think one of the most recent things, which kicks off today, if I'm correct, is expanding the tram trolley hours. So at 6 a.m., because a lot of those tests are first thing in the morning.
You bet.
And so we really, our parking lot can be a little tight. So we are really happy that service is going to take off, started today in the morning, and get the folks where they need to go quicker with the trolley. So those who have issues with walking or
I'll echo that. I actually had a chance to attend it this past month, and it's incredible in terms of the communication between the committee and then actually us as admin. Because a lot of times we think we know what the voice of the customer is, but we don't. It's good to hear from everyone who actually visits the hospital and give us ideas and things that we need to implement. And so the voice of the customer, which is what this committee is for, is a great thing to have in terms of a hospital and then the patients as well. So.
Well, certainly, and the hospital takes care of the quality medical care, and then some of the patient feedback is able to make it friendlier to use. So certainly thank you for being open to that. Now the Santa's workshop was something that happened recently.
We just had Santa's workshop on Saturday, so that was a lot of fun. We have it every year. Santa comes, and he learns what the children want for Christmas, and they get to decorate cookies, and they get to go through the workshop and make ornaments. And so it's just a really fun, enjoyable time for all the kids to come in. So we enjoy that, putting that on for the community every year. It's our third year. So
the holidays is a difficult time for someone who is going to be hospitalized, and I see the decorations around of trying to make it a little more pleasant.
We do. We just want to make everybody feel comfortable. No one wants to be in the hospital during any holiday. So St. Lucie and this team here is really a fun group. If you notice, employees, one department does the cafeteria area, and then there are trees and menorah and Kwanzaa candles throughout the hospital to try to make sure we incorporate everyone's belief system.
And there's a long-standing competition to decorate the door of the offices. I mean, I think both of us have been judges in that. Right?
I am so disappointed because marketing isn't allowed to participate. Because, we have access to some production things that other folks can't. So Denise did our door this year. So just for the record, Denise decorated the marketing door this year. But it is fun. It's amazing how creative our teams are and what they come up with every year. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. I love that part.
Well, good. Let's hear from Village Green again. And we have Village Green Elementary School Chorus, Renee Jones.
Sing we now of Christmas, sing what to the year. Give our grateful praises to the great so dear. Sing we know well, the King is born, Noel, Noel. Sing we know well.
you. And you may have heard a little of the choreography in there. We had a little dancing in there, which, yes, Village Green does so well.
This is perfect for WLX TV because now, they have the entire thing now. They got the dancing as well. It's great.
And certainly, we're glad to have Village Green, and we'll hear from you a little bit later. But I've always enjoyed the smiles of, we're in the cafeteria, smiles of people coming in just to get a cup of coffee, and
entertainment.
We have a little concert here.
Yeah, it's great.
Now, the Christmas Kids, we need to explain a little background of the Christmas Kids. It started 70 years ago in St. Lucie County. There was a little girl who was ill at Christmas. There was one radio station in the Treasure Coast at that time. It was 1400. And they made an appeal for toys for the little girl. And the response was tremendous. It continued year after year. Service clubs became involved in distributing the toys. Police departments. Eventually, it became a partnership with St. Lucie County Community Services. And now they screen 1,000 children for us. We somehow have grown to 1,007, but we kept getting calls and saying, yeah, we can do that, we can do that. But we, WPSL became involved in around 1994. Yes, so been involved for about 22 years, or our 23rd season. We have a toy warehouse. The county, we've signed an official lease with the county attorney and pay $1. And we have a little corner of county warehouse. We're able to do our toy assembly of the bags. We have already packed the family bags. We get a little label from community services. This family has a 3-year-old boy and a 7-year-old girl and a 10-year-old boy. And then we go around the warehouse and put 3 new toys each for each child in the family bag. On Wednesday morning, we will give them away, and that's when it's a lot of fun. It goes to the parent. Now, the idea is that it can come as gifts from the parent. It can come as gifts from Santa. Either way, the family wants to handle it. So we're looking forward to that.
Yep. Yeah, it's been phenomenal, and this is the 20th year that St. Lucie Medical Center and Lawnwood Regional Medical Center have been involved. We decided a couple of years in, why don't we try and bring various types of businesses in and help us raise money to obviously buy the toys. And we do have a limit, about $10 a toy, and that's $30,000 if you think about it. So we have been very fortunate to have some wonderful shakedowns of our professional sports teams. The Miami Dolphins sending their stuff in today. Carol unloaded a huge box from the Miami Marlins, and I asked him for some Little League type gifts like helmets and stuff. They're Major League Baseball helmets.
They're serious batting helmets. Yes, and they've already been packed in the bags.
Oh my goodness. So, and the New York Mets have been involved. Our St. Lucie Mets involved as well. As a matter of fact, I have to pick up some stuff at the St. Lucie Mets too today. So, yeah, and we thank them all.
And certainly this is where we're kind of we're building up for Wednesday and the toy giveaway. But we are about 95% there, so we're good in terms of the work that has to be done, and that we certainly don't do. So we have some wonderful volunteers, and we've had some high school groups involved from Lincoln Park Academy, Fort Pierce Central, and John Carroll, as well as some wonderful volunteers from the Christmas Kids.
Yeah, it has been an amazing experience, and we have to credit the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office as well. We will have our annual visit with the trustees who will help take the toys out to the cars, which they've done for 20 years.
Some of those bags are heavy, so they will help take them out and get them in the warehouse.
And then, of course, after most of the toys go away, Al Soricelli and I kind of put together a football game with the guys. So it's a little bit of recreation there as well as the toy giveaway. Yeah, it's fun.
But certainly part of the Christmas Kids show is holiday memories. And we want to welcome Corey Lovelace, the new COO of St. Lucie Medical Center, to the first Christmas Kids show. But tell us about favorite holiday memories.
I guess I would say the holiday time frame around this time is actually probably my favorite time of the year. And my wife kind of laughs at me because of it. Start listening to Christmas music in early November sometimes, and she she finds that kind of funny. I lost my mother at a young age, at 8. But the thing I do remember of her the most is always remembering the holiday time frames, because that's what stands out my time when we were all together as a family. So again, this is my favorite time of the year. I remember I remember getting my first Nintendo when I was I think 4 years old, and we were so excited about that at the time. And I think things have changed quite a bit. I bet these kids back here probably play Xbox and other things now, but
Sure, yes.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
so yeah, that's one I remember when I was 4 years old. And just being together as a family, because it's the holiday time frame is very important. For families to get together and have a great time together, and so that's what I remember most when I was younger. So
That is a great memory. Rhonda.
Oh, my memory. My memory was my dad's torturous process of getting to open your presents. You had to get up, make your bed, eat breakfast, and then and only then were you allowed into the living room to see the presents.
Oh, even on Christmas. Oh,
Yeah. There was no peeking allowed, but it made the day go on. It seemed like forever. And it was a lot of fun. So looking back, I love it. But during the time, I was like, oh, come on. Is anybody waiting? I was up at 5 a.m. Come on, where are you? It's 5 o'clock. Everybody up.
now, do
So-
you continue that discipline on Christmas morning, or?
I don't.
Yeah.
But if I had a bunch of kids, I could see how that. would
So
be
now
a
where
much
did you
easier
grow up?
process. I grew up between Ohio and Melbourne, Florida. So I grew up between two, a little town outside of Cincinnati called Lebanon.
Oh, yeah. I know where that is. Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. I come from a big family. My mom has 10 brothers and sisters. I have 65
wow.
first cousins. So Christmas,
Wow.
like Corey,
How
one
many?
of my favorite times, 65. They
First
like to have
cousins,
babies.
wow.
They love big families.
Oh, my
Wow.
So me
goodness.
having one child is a little strange to them, but it works.
that's a lot of Christmas presents.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. The kids were outside playing. We were, all over the place. All the ladies were cooking. The men were in front of watching football at the time. So it was just a lot of fun.
So now in Ohio, you probably had one or two white Christmases.
Ooh, we had many.
Yeah.
We had many.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I've actually been able to take my daughter Savannah back. So she's had one white Christmas. When she was 2, it just happened to snow when we were there. So she's had one as well.
Very cool.
That is great. We want to thank the Lucie Medical Center for being
Thank
with
you,
us.
thank you.
Thank you, and welcome to Corey Lovelace. Welcome to the Treasure Coast. And thank you, Rhonda Wilburn, for being with us again.
Always a pleasure.
And certainly have a very Merry Christmas, both of you.
You all as well. Yep.
And as we always say, keep the Christmas kids in your heart. We will see you tomorrow. And let's close with the Village Green Elementary Chorus. Decked out in the green shirts.
A little snowflake fell out of the sky. At first it fluttered and started to fly. It should have melted the warmer it got. But I can tell you that snowflake did not. It was flying. It was flying. It was flying. Didn't have a care. It was flying. It was flying. It was flying in the air. The little snowflake decided to dance. It didn't know how, but it took a chance. It skipped and jumped in a rhythmic display. It did a waltz and a snowflake ballet. It was dancing. It was dancing. It was dancing. Didn't have a care. It was dancing. It was dancing. It was dancing in the air. A little snowflake decided to sing. He sang of summer and autumn and spring. He sang of winter and sadness of wrath. The little snowflake was singing out loud. It was singing of
Well, you've heard day number 20 now of our live remote broadcast for the WPSL Christmas Kids. Wow. One more appearance on a location tomorrow at the Crossings Church. And then on Wednesday, the distribution of the toys from the WPSL Christmas Kids. That'll be Wednesday. Thank you for listening in. Motivate Money straight ahead on WPSL.